Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Board Game Breakfast. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia. Hello.
And I am the podfather of gaming, Stephen Bonacore.
Who apparently, when he endorses a Kickstarter, needs a logo that takes up the entire page.
What are we talking about?
What was
Me?
that Kickstarter? Was it the Pisces one?
I think so, yeah.
It's not in our news. Yeah. Why are you even mentioning this? Where did this come out of?
Because we talked about it in crowd surfing yesterday. We look at the Kickstarter, we're scrolling through the page, and all of a sudden, Podfather of Gaming comes up, and I immediately didn't back the Kickstarter, closed it, and won't speak about it again.
Well, that would be really uncool since A, it's a great small company, B, it's a phenomenal topical theme about fishing conservation, and C, I consulted on the game gratis because I like the people.
B are good things.
I understood everything you said except this gratis part.
Gratis. I just gratis consulted.
I'm just saying
I give of myself.
This company lacks some savvy here about who they pick to work with the project.
These
I
are
would
great.
love to give you some of myself, Bonacore. Take some of this, please. You know.
Speaking of that, how's the diet coming along, Tom?
Don't ask.
It's okay. I'm plateaued, which is not a great thing to be at. But I'm not eating donuts that someone brought to my house. It was funny on Saturday we got together for gaming. He brought donuts and I brought brownies.
and those brownies looked incredible, and I managed to stay away from them. Brownies and blondies, the other, right? I like that. Yeah. Those even better. Amazing. I didn't eat them. I'm on I had my Vegas trip, so it's been really hard. I'm now not eating, essentially. I'm eating these little 3 meals a day, and I'm trying to draconically, I'm just trying to pour off some weight between now and our official weigh-in Sunday, right? Sunday.
Yes, wow. Sunday morning.
All right. Yeah. Well, you guys keep tempting yourselves with all these delicious foods.
With this food talk.
You're being draconian to yourself.
Neither one of us ate a donut or a brownie on Saturday, but they were there. Everyone else is enjoying this contest we're having. They're like, "Oh, what else you got?"
I saw Tom grab celery, so immediately I had to grab some celery too. I'm like, I could do that too. It's a good day.
All right, folks. Well, this is our last live thing until next week, the Summer Spectacular, starting on Tuesday. In fact, Board Game Breakfast on Monday is being postponed to Tuesday, where we'll be announcing a couple interesting things there. Well, you just stay tuned for that. We'll be playing games live all week. The schedule for next week is going to go up later today or early tomorrow morning, depending on when I get it finished. So keep an eye out for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. But there is still fun in this episode. We did not use our total allotment of fun for next week. In fact, Z used more of it for this episode.
I have? Oh.
You told me.
I'll get right on the fun and during our segment here. Yeah.
Get on that
fun.
All right. Well, either way, folks, let's jump to a contributor, and then Z's going to come back with a game show.
Hey everybody, it's Ryan from Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews. Today I am talking about Red Rising. This is from Stonemaier Games, designed by Jamie Stegmaier and Alexander Schmidt. This is based on a book series, actually, by Pierce Brown. It's all about this caste system where there's all these different layers of society, all the way from the red at the bottom, all the way to the very top of the caste system, which is the elite, which is the gold. So this is the Red Rising, right? It's kind of this punk rock scenario, this dystopian universe. I love it for that theme. But what is the game about? So the game is all about this card play. There's a ton of cards in this game. There's all individual cards, and they're all characters and professions and different things from the books. So what you're doing is you are having a hand of 5 cards, and you're usually on your turn you're playing a card, picking up a card, playing a card, and then picking up a card. What you're trying to do is you're trying to create a synergy between the cards in your hand that are going to give you the best possible scoring opportunities. So you might have a card that says, this card, its base value is worth 20 points, which is great, but you get an extra 5 points for every other card in your hand that is gold. Or you might have a card that's worth only 10 points, but it says, hey, this card is worth an extra 40 points if it's in the same hand as this one specific character. So there's all these different scoring parameters. For that reason, it can get very luck dependent. This is not like a game where you can the harder you try, the better you're going to do. There is some luck here. You're going to try to dig through the deck to try to find those specific characters because to make those combos happen. So for that reason, it can get a little bit frustrating, right, as you're trying to find these exact, combos. But even still, it's really fun to kind of try to find them. There's other scoring mechanisms as well, such as going on the fleet track. There's adding influence to this institute area. So there's a lot of other scoring opportunities as well. Not to mention that the card play itself is really interesting. There's always effects that can happen as you're playing. So Red Rising, we thought it was a lot of fun. All right, everybody, if you want to hear more from us, you can find us on YouTube or Facebook. We are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews. All right, everybody, have a happy and healthy breakfast. Bye.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to 10 for 10. Today, my two contestants here are going to be answering questions mano a mano, gratis style. And as they plateau, I'm going to be assigning points to them. I just wanted to get all those words in there. I apologize. I'm so eager. That's what it is. Okay, the topic for today is the leading U.S. brands in 2021 ranked here on my list by brand value. But that really doesn't matter where they land necessarily because we're going to be taking turns back and forth with you answering something you think is in the top 20 of these companies, these brands, these names. If you're correct, I'm going to give you a point, then I go to the other person. If you're wrong, you don't get a point. We go to the other person, but when we come back to you, all of your entries are now worth 2 points. If you mess up again, they'll be worth 3 points. If you mess up after that and you say something that isn't in the top 20, you're done. Okay? You're allowed
normally
to mess
my
up
strategy
on purpose.
Normally my strategy is to mess up on purpose once or twice to get more points. Not happening today because I have no idea on this one.
Okay.
Oh, well, I might have an advantage here since, I watch CNBC all day.
There we go. And then he consults on fish games. So he's ready for
Oh, I'm not feeling very confident about this.
A lot of these top 20, I have to say, are fisheries. So I think Bonacor does have quite an advantage. And no, I'm kidding. None of them have anything to do with fish, Bonacor, okay?
All right, I got it.
Joke. All right, here we go. Why did I give you an extra point there? I'm confused.
Yes, I think I get one extra point because you've been taking them away from me from all the other games. Yes?
Oh,
no?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
All right, guys, here we go. We are going to start with, let's see. I'm going to do something random here. I got some bits in front of me here. And we're going to pick randomly. So I have two little trucks. I got a little blue truck and a little yellow truck. I just want to give a random starting to someone. Whoever gets the yellow truck, the best colored truck, is going to be the starting player. Steven, go ahead and pick a hand. Which one do you want? This is my right hand. This is my left hand.
We'll go your left hand.
My left hand.
He's always right.
Has the yellow truck. Look at that. And the other one had the blue. So you are first, Steven. Go ahead and pick a brand, a name of a company, and let's see if it's in the leading U.S. brands by brand value.
Apple.
Apple is number one. Okay,
Thank you.
Just to give you
just
an idea of what
saying.
this looks like. All right, Tom, what do you got? And by the way, Apple is listed here at $263 million by brand value.
Yeah,
they have more money than that, but
yeah.
I guess I'm a little confused about brand value because does this not? I hate to ask clarifying questions, but in a sense of, is a website a brand?
Tom, go for the largest companies. I mean, I'm going to give you the hint is Apple's the largest company in the world by market capitalization. So that's why.
Okay. Well, my pick here then is Amazon.
Amazon is the next one, Tom. Okay, it's Apple, then Amazon.
That's fine. I feel better now. Okay.
There you go. You feel better? Do you need a little juice box or something?
Hey man, I'm okay. I'm even with Bonacore with his. I mean, he knows about business.
I'll give you a hint, just like I gave Stephen a hint about the fishery. I'll give you a hint. Okay. None of these companies make ties.
So Tom has just called my business knowledge superior to his. I appreciate that. Thank you for that acknowledgement. Thank you very much. I go?
Go ahead.
Microsoft.
Microsoft is number 4. Steven, you have a point.
Okay, I'm going to go with Walmart.
Walmart is number 5, Tom. You have a point.
Google.
There we go. Google's number 3, the one you were missing. And you have a point, Steven. Right now we are at Bonacore has 3, Tom has 2 points. And you guys have the top 5 knocked out. Apple, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and Walmart. All right, Tom, back to you.
I don't know if this company's owned by a bigger company or not, but I'll go with Disney.
No, that is the top of the food chain.
Could you be more specific?
Oh.
I'm kidding. You have to Walt Disney. You got to say the whole.
Oh, come on.
I'm sorry.
It's not Joe Disney.
I'm sorry. What is Walt Disney?
And also, I expect it in the form of a complaint.
But is it right or wrong?
Yeah, it's right. It's right. It's definitely right.
What number?
That is 1 point, and that is 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th on the list.
Facebook.
Steven, what do you? Facebook? Is that what he said?
I said yes. Facebook.
Facebook is correct, Steven. And that was after Walmart. So I don't want to point any fingers here, but Steven is killing it and in order. Bam, 4 points.
Like I might know a little bit about this.
Well,
I'm out now.
I don't need to get super cocky until after you win. You know what I mean?
I don't know anymore.
How I like things gratis.
I'll say, oh my word, I'm just making stuff up now. I'll say Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola is 14 on the list, Tom.
Woo! All right, good. I'm still in.
You're still tied at 4.
See, I'm starting to get worried now.
You should be worried.
Because they'll pull random big companies out. I might want to go for bigger points for my next guess or so.
Gone with knowing this topic so well, the Tom Vassell strategy of towing the line might have been good.
Yeah, you should have started by saying Stronghold Games.
All right.
Then you would have knocked yourself down to 2 points.
Wrong. That would be very wrong.
My next guess is the Dice Tower Incorporated.
It's on the list. It's number 19.
Liar.
If it was number 19, but we wouldn't be doing this show right now.
We would not be doing this show if you were the 19th largest corporation. Or if we were, we'd be doing it from Hawaii or, something great.
All right. So clearly that's wrong. You now get 2 points for every answer.
Thank you.
Ford. Oh, General Motors. Sorry, General Motors. That's.
I'm not sure I allow that, but go ahead.
I said it before he said anything.
You did.
I'll give you I'll help you out here, Tom. It doesn't matter. Neither one of those is on the list.
All right.
So that's also wrong. You also got 2 points per, and you guys are tied.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
All right, what do we got? Steven.
Netflix.
Ooh.
Netflix is not on the list.
Ooh.
All right.
That's not good.
You now get 3 points per answer, Steven.
That is not good. Okay.
Well, if Coke's on the list, I'm going to go with Pepsi, since they own Taco Bell and Pizza Hut and all that jazz.
Pepsi is not on the list.
All right.
You're now getting 3 points per entry.
You might think I would, yes.
I'll go. I'll go with the often mispronounced company, Target. Some people call it Target, but I would say Target.
It looks like you're done, Steven. Target is not on the list.
Oh, you're kidding me. All right, I wanted to give Tom a chance.
If Tom gets one right here, any one of them, and there are approximately 14 left.
Oh, my goodness.
And he is going to beat you 7 points to 4 because you guys are right now tied at 4 points apiece.
Are we really? All right.
All right, I got two guesses here. Should I go with food or McDonald's?
Oh, shite. Oh.
McDonald's is the number 13 on the list.
Yes.
You have 7 points, and you have destroyed Stephen Bonacore. And honestly, everything he stood for. Coming out here talking about, I watch CNBC. I own a television. All right, Stephen, keep it to yourself next time. All right?
I was going to say.
Some of us still have a ham radio, and we make do with that.
My other choice was going to be Universal. Was that on the list?
Universal is not on the list, so good call.
Tesla? Is Tesla on the list these days?
Tesla is on the list, yes.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and go through the list, shall we, from the top?
So angry.
Excuse me. Okay, so here is the list, fellas, from the top, moving down to number 20. Apple, you got. Amazon. Google. Microsoft. Walmart. Facebook. And that's as far as you got, and there were a couple of sprinkled ones around. So below that, below Facebook, Verizon.
Right.
Home Depot.
I almost said Home Depot. They're that big, huh?
Yeah. AT&T.
Yeah.
Sort of surprising. Okay.
You said Walt Disney, so you got that one. And that's number 10. I think that's halfway through the list, though. So the 11 through 20. Starbucks.
Oh.
I thought of it, and I'm like, can't be that big.
Marlboro. McDonald's. Coca-Cola. You got McDonald's, you got Coca-Cola. Bank of America. Citi. Tesla. Intel. Wells Fargo. And then number 20 is Nike.
I didn't even think about banks, but that was...
Yeah, banks, man. You know what they do for a living, Tom?
They create money.
It's weird, right? You said McDonald's, who creates... So
there was no other movie studios on the list. So you said Universal was on the list, so Paramount and Warner Brothers. I thought about Warner Brothers.
Nope.
It is possible that some of these companies are owned by others like Verizon. I think Verizon does own some of these entertainment companies.
Warner Brothers is owned by HBO.
I think HBO might be owned by someone. That might be a fun game to be like, okay, here's a company. Who of these three owns them? And then
here's two companies. Which one owns the other one? Or
no,
which
Warner Brothers owns HBO.
And Warner Brothers is Warner Brothers.
Warner Media.
Who owns Warner Media? Is it Stephen Heimlich Bonacore? I don't think so.
Anyway.
Oh, no. They're owned by AT&T. So there you go.
There you go. See? I told you. You guys. Bonacore, more TV for you. Tom, less for you.
Oh, my gosh.
Guys.
Here we go. This was almost as bad as me not beating him at the mobster movies. Almost as bad.
Maybe you should just
learn not to brag before you win.
Your uber confidence destroys you.
You know? I'm sorry.
All
right.
But now I'm going to say I don't know anything.
That advice is gratis.
People in the
everybody.
People in the chat are saying very disappointed.
Our reigning champ, Tom. Next time, maybe you can get him, Bonacore. We'll see. That's going to do it.
Hey everyone, this is Steven from the Board Game Weekenders with another dive into the BGG comments section. This week we are looking at the puzzly, tile-laying game about cats called Calico. And our first comment is simply Azul. I think someone must have a preference in this instance, obviously. Too many goal choices, lots of downtime. Everybody just stares at their boards, lower player interaction. This is kind of more multiplayer solitaire, I could see that. No real planning, mostly hoping, just a solo puzzle optimization while overcoming luck to get the right tiles. It is kind of hard to plan sometimes with that random kind of tile drawing out of the bag. Short and sweet filler, but not sure there's enough variability. I guess games could seem kind of samey back to back. Can be quite infuriating when the other players keep taking the tiles that you want, but equally as satisfying when everything slots into place. I think that's a pretty nice quote for Calico as a whole. Great if you like multiplayer solo, tile matching point salads with cozy art. Theme and art lift its score up. Definitely if you like cats and quilting, this is probably one that you should check out. Probably my favorite welcoming game, if only for the theme and the rules simplicity helps a lot. That definitely, take a tile, place a tile system does work really well. Cats. Say no more. Gorgeous components. Definitely the brightness and the theme we can see is definitely a common thing along a lot of these comments. Cozy for your eyes, hard work for your brain. I think that does kind of symbolize a lot of what Calico is trying to encapsulate. While it seems simple on the surface, the set of criteria by which you're trying to earn points incentivizes you to maximize the utility of each piece. A lot of range of skill. People think it might be too simple. Some think that, that simplicity, there's some elegance behind that and a lot of depth and decisions in this game. Drop your comments below. Let me know what you think of Calico. Do you agree, and where do you fall on that range? Until next time in the comment section, we'll see you. Enjoy your breakfast, and thanks everyone for watching.
All right, let's take a look at news in the board game world. We'll start with an expansion to one of the most popular games that came out in 2020, The Lost Ruins of Arnak. Now we have Expedition Leaders. So you have 6 different leaders that give special abilities, and there'll be different research tracks. It doesn't look like it's a big expansion, but that makes me happy because that's what I look for.
I've yet to play Lost Ruins of Arnak. I really, really must get this to the table. Somebody must teach me this, Tom.
I gotta say, these expedition leaders, that the lady in the front there is definitely ready to go. That other lady, she's in the wrong place. I don't know what. That's not how you go into the jungle.
She's wearing quite a bit. That is a very ornate hat to be traipsing through.
Oh, I'm okay with the hat.
Oh well, you would be, but yeah. You like that style of hat, Tom?
Not on me, but yes, I do.
Awesome.
Oh, okay. Well, way to dodge getting a hilarious hat.
All right, Cosmos. So a couple things coming from Cosmos. They got an English version of Karak, which I believe was originally called Catacombs of Karak. It's a really, really light dungeon crawler. I wouldn't say for kids, but it's really light and simple. I thought it was fine.
So this moved. Okay. This game moved from one publisher to Cosmos, or some small publisher, Albi. I never heard of them, and I never heard of.
Sure, but they probably got the worldwide rights to it or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, they have another game coming from. Well, it's by Wolfgang Kramer's the game designer, but his name's really tiny here because the author of the book is apparently that much more important. Ken Follett, who did The Pillars of the Earth, World Without End, The Column of Fire, and now we have Kingbridge, the game, or that spiel. I'm okay with this. I just think that is a hilarious difference between the designer of the game and the author of the book.
They did that for all the other ones. I mean,
yeah, but I don't understand
Pillars
that.
of the Earth cover kind of did the same thing.
Yeah, Ken Follett is huge. author. So
Sure. I get that he's a huge author. It's almost disrespectful to the designer, though, it feels.
Especially Wolfgang Kramer, who, is arguably, in the top pantheon of game designers. I would have put more like a game designed by Wolfgang Kramer, or something a little more sexy at the bottom there.
I guess when you consider spheres of influence, how many people know game designers by name, and how many people know authors. That's, I think, what it is. And the target audience for this is someone who would know that book, not someone who would necessarily know who Wolfgang Kramer is. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it makes sense, I think,
get
from
it.
that
I'm just laughing about it.
Yep.
I'm hoping the game is good. I really like Pillars of the Earth, but my liking of the series of games went down each game. World Without End I didn't think was as good. Column of Fire wasn't as good as either one of those. This one's just a card game. I shouldn't say just, but I mean, it's a card game. The other ones were bigger board games. We'll see. I hope it's good.
Yep.
Cosmos also has a game called High Score, which has something to do with dice because basically the template for these games at this point in time is just show some dice flying at you with various colors in the background.
So this is a dice game, it's a rolling game. It's not a roll and write. So Knizia hasn't figured out that roll and writes are a thing. He just made a roll game. Interesting.
He's already done roll and writes.
Has he?
Yeah, he did a game called Criss Cross, which was a roll and write.
Okay.
Did he do Ra the dice game?
Yeah, that was a roll and write before roll and writes were a thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You don't write in it. You just mark stuff. But
My
it could have
apologies.
easily, it's so obviously, in today's world, it would have so obviously been a roll and write that it is almost considered that, because you could very easily do it that way.
My apologies to Dr. Knizia.
You should apologize to him.
You know
what he owns? Tesla. But you didn't know that.
All right. One of Z's favorite games, The Legends of Andor, has more stuff coming from it. We got Andor Story Quest Dark Paths. This is a solitaire adventure. It says it's supposed to be like a choose your own adventure style thing mixed with Andor. I don't know how that will work.
It's from a designer who does RPGs, apparently. So
is it going to be like the book, like the old school open the book to choose the path? I mean, it's interesting. It doesn't really.
I would guess they do it via cards, but who knows?
Okay. So Z, I didn't know that one of your favorite games is Legends of Andor. I would love to play that with you. I haven't played that literally in 10 years or something like that.
I haven't played in a long time too, but I do like the game. I think it's a very well put together package. Maybe a little too much setup in hindsight now. It's like, man, there's a lot of setup, But yeah, it's such a fun, solid game, and I like that they've continued that line. It's done really well for them.
Yep, agreed.
This is a new, an entirely new thing, and we know so little about it and the way it works that I'm really curious to see how this plays out.
So anyway, that's solitaire, so you can't play that with Bonacor.
I meant I'll play the original game with him.
But you could play the next expansion. Adds 4 magic-based heroes to the game: Ash, Baz, Errol, and I'm just not saying the names anymore. The last one's an Ice Demon.
Keep going. Start again.
Yeah.
Ash. No, I'm sorry. Oh, that's not an A. That's A. A.
Okay, right. What's the next one? A mythical fire creature.
So we got Baz, the desert nomad.
This is like torture for Tom. He mispronounces words like the. So he can't pronounce these. They're unpronounceable. Right.
What about the Ice Demon? What's their name?
Yeah, but I apparently know my business.
Anyway, no, more heroes is always fun for this game. I like that. They've come out with this with a pack with 4 characters in the past. So and now have 4 more. Great.
This is the 5th game by Cosmos. Is Cosmos sponsoring this episode? I just want to check that out. I mean, 5 games.
Cosmos was the 21st company on the list.
All right. So jumping over to happy news, Grail Games announced back in April, we talked about this, that they had acquired the Manhattan Project series of games, and they're going to fulfill they're still working on fulfilling the Kickstarter campaign for the expansion to Manhattan Project Energy Empire Cold War. So this expansion ended on May 30th, 2019, but just a week or so after that, the owner of Minion Games passed away. So this kind of just fell into the nether regions. That's how this happens, you know. So they're going to fulfill that. I don't know how they're going to do that. It's kind of at a loss to them, right? Because the money's probably gone from the campaign. But I'm really interested in this expansion because I like Energy Empire.
Yeah. Really looking forward to this one. It's my favorite game in that series by far for me.
Very happy that they're able to get hopefully the game out from the Kickstarter and now an expansion. That's excellent.
Yeah.
No joke. Our next game, Dungeon Scrollers, is at least the 4th game now that is a roll and write dungeon crawler. I played 3 other ones, so this would make the 4th that I know about. There could be more. Who knows? Mm-hmm. This one, though, is specifically from the Dungeons and Dragons universe. WizKids has this one here. Does it say the designer in there somewhere? Vangelis? I can't read it.
Oh, yeah, that's the designer of Among the Stars, Vangelis Bacatalis, him. And
he made fun of my pronunciation.
Well,
all right, anyway.
Bagiataris. Vangelis Bagiataris. He's a very nice man. He is.
Anyhow, this is a real-time roll and write one. You get treasure points. There's 10 mazes of different level of difficulties. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know much about it. I will say that cover doesn't look Dungeons and Dragons, does it? It looks like a different, like a cartoon version.
They went like chibi kind of, that, anime-ish style. I think that's the kind of style it went. And no, it doesn't look Dungeons and Dragons at all. I think these kind of games are really cool and up my alley. And if WizKids is doing it, I definitely want to check this out.
Yeah, this looks real Teen Titans to me.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Teen Titans. All right. We next have something from DV Giochi here called Wonder Book. This is a pop-up game, a cooperative narrative-driven game where you have 3D pop-up game board filled with components. There's 6 scenarios. Each scenario has a different pop-up book, I think, and more things about the world. It looks really cool. I'm hoping the game is as good as the gimmick.
So the concept of creating one of these pop-up, have you ever seen like the newest pop-up books where there are many pop-ups in the single book? I mean, the book is could be 3, 4, 5 inches thick, and open the first portion and something pops up. Then you can open up another thing, and this thing keeps going and going. Someone pitched the idea of doing a game based on that thing, and I said, if you can create a game around that, I absolutely would want to publish it. Well-known designer said it to me. They have not yet done that, but I think someone's going to come up with an idea to make an expansive pop-up book game.
Okay, so I don't know what you think this is then.
This is like that. No, it's not. As far as I can see, this has 3 different books that pop up one thing. That's very different than what I was trying to explain. I didn't do a good job of explaining it, I bet.
True. One of the best design illustrators in the board game industry, Mr. Coimbra, is doing the art, and I think it looks really good. That's a great cover. The pop-up stuff looks good. I'm hoping this is cool.
Is this just coming out? This kind of looks like a Kickstarter type thing.
It says fall 2021.
Okay. Very cool cover. Love that.
Very nice. Who's the publisher?
DV Giochi.
Right.
DV Giochi.
All right, Arkham Horror. We talked a little bit about this in the past. Now about the Arkham Horror and how they were changing how their packs were done, but now they have a new revised core set for Arkham Horror, the card game. So they've done this with their other LCGs in the past where they've redone the base set, right? Is that what you think?
Yeah. This is now going to contain more cards, just, more deck building opportunities, a little more content, nothing new necessarily. Some new artwork, I guess alternate artwork, because they have to, because some sucker out there is going to want the artwork. But
they do specifically say
for no good reason,
you don't have to get this if you already own the game.
You don't have to get this if you already own the game and some of the expansions. This does include some cards that exist but we're not in the core game. Yes, there's no new gameplay content here. I assume also part of the push here is just to make a more attractive package. It is more expensive, but I think is also in the format that their Marvel Champions is featured in, which is it's sort of a taller box now, a bigger package.
I see.
So I'm assuming that's part of the drive here.
Ignacy thought that this was going to be, we talked about this on Board Games Insider, and he thought that this was going to be a new direction for them in LCGs. And I don't see that based on what they're saying, but it should be interesting to see where with
like what new direction? Like what did he think it was going to be?
Like they're going to be releasing only big boxes type of thing versus packs, and the way that LCGs work. They created the LCG, and he thought that they were going to go to a whole new
They're
concept.
definitely going to keep doing packs for Marvel. There's no way. Those things sell so hot.
Right. I don't know, but it certainly is good packaging here.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, we talked about a Ticket to Ride logic puzzle. Well, they're also coming out. Cosmos has a Catan logic puzzle. 40 logic puzzles. Build trade routes, avoid robbers, and use knights to protect merchants. I'm buying this for Z for Christmas.
Yeah, oh yeah. This is great.
Okay.
Logic puzzle. Yeah.
Can you just buy me Catan? I don't own Catan.
It actually says this is co-published with the Asmoday Studio Mixlore, who is doing the Ticket to Ride one. So it's 30 euros. I don't know. I would play this, but I don't care about the theme. I like logic puzzles. I don't need to play one set in Catan, but I would.
I like these kinds of things too, and I guess if there was one on someone's coffee table, I would grab it and mess with it. But I just, I never pursue these things. I never buy them. They're nice to kind of leave out somewhere and have folks, sort of toy with it.
It's almost a coffee table piece.
It's like a curio, right? You kind of leave it out and people will
play with
it. Their filthy hands on it. Yeah.
I have a Cathedral, on the table that just always sits there. Remember Cathedral, the wooden game?
Yeah, the wooden game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty game.
It's a very pretty game. I leave it out.
I do the same thing with a game called Fire. I don't know if you've heard of it, which is a dexterity game.
Cool.
With a nice chunky wooden block.
I didn't know you had that game, Z. That's cool.
Oh, you know it, baby. I'm what you call, Tom, a gamer. I don't want to say I know all the big companies in the U.S., but
all right.
I know all the gaming ones.
All right, top 20 game publishing companies. Go ahead. Who's number one?
Stronghold.
Stronghold Games is number one, of course. Never mind.
Also,
number 2, indie boards and cards.
There's a Catan bonus box coming out, which has more stuff to expand. Not Catan, but Katan Dual. I'm not sure here, but anyhow, it's going to have 15 special cards, a dice tower, a point tracker, other markers, and a tournament mode. Buy it now, because in about 5 years, this will be a hard-to-get item.
I guess so.
All right. In news that Mr. Bongar's excited about, because I saw him talking about it in Facebook, Asmoday and Amazon have joined up, one of them for sure, the other one in name only, I assume, to sue game counterfeiters.
No, that's not. That's absolutely not true. What you just said. No,
I'm poking the bear here.
We extensively go through this on episode 201 of Board Games Insider. This is huge news.
Well, okay, so can't Asmodee just stop this on their own? This is what I don't understand. The Asmodee is the one that these counterfeiters are working through.
Yes.
You mean Amazon, Tom?
Sorry, Amazon, not Asmodee. I meant Amazon.
Oh, could they just not say? Oh, could they just say you're not allowed to sell on our platform?
Right.
Of course they can, and they have as part of this, without a doubt. What they're doing here is they're setting legal precedent. This is a huge thing to do. One of the largest companies in the world, a $2 trillion company, and the largest hobby game company, a $1.5+ billion company, uniting to say, you guys, we're stopping you in courts, and now they will use that legal precedent against everybody else. This guy, Samuel Katz, or Crazy Leaf, or Gig Trading, is going to be destroyed by this company. He's going to lose his businesses, obviously, and then he's going to lose everything that he owns in his life. They're going to hurt him in a material way to say to everybody else out there, sure, you want to do this? We know how to go after you. We know how to find you, and we have a legal precedent to bring a case in every state that you operate in. Fully wonderful. Asmoday, Amazon, huge.
I just don't know how Amazon is not culpable for this to some degree.
Oh, well, I also, for years, I've been saying that Amazon, while not wanting this to happen, they have literally done things that have encouraged this to continue. And then they charged publishers, I know it from the publisher side, but they've charged people, companies, to mitigate, to eliminate the counterfeits. There's this thing called the Amazon Transparency Program that they were charging you 15 cents per unit, plus you had to go and put these stickers on all of your products to ensure that your products in their warehouse were not counterfeit. It was an outrage. However, we had the issue with Terraforming Mars, and we went through it, and we eliminated all the counterfeits that were being sold on Amazon, and that was done like 2-3 years ago at this point. So we eliminated them, but they were charging you essentially to ensure that they were selling legitimate products, which is BS, of course. So now they're taking the step before that to say we're going after you, and this is a great thing.
All right. Well, these two companies get a lot of garbage from people in general. So you're saying they're both doing a good thing now.
They're doing a really good thing, a really, really good thing. I don't give Asmoday any garbage really. Amazon I give garbage to in the past, specifically for what we're talking about. This is a very, very good thing for the industry. Christian Peterson said in an interview 3 years ago that counterfeiting represents an existential problem for the industry. And it certainly does for a company like Asmoday, because they've got so many big IPs that people want to counterfeit. Any given smaller company, the middle and lower, nobody's going to want to counterfeit a game that sells 1,000, 2,000, 3, even 5,000 copies. They don't want to counterfeit that. They want to counterfeit Catan. They want to counterfeit Terraforming Mars. They want to counterfeit all of the big, huge selling games. And this is a way of getting rid of it. And this is going to be big going forward.
All right. In bigger news than that.
This one is awesome when I saw this.
A woman had a Tiddlywink stuck up her nose for 37 years, and it was just removed. Apparently, she recently had some major pain because they did a COVID test, which apparently pushed it up the nose even farther, which caused damage or whatever, and they pulled it out. I'm not trying to be gross here. I just find it interesting that she remembered as a child that she and her brothers and sisters would put the Tiddlywinks up their nose and then shoot them out. And then I guess she noticed one was missing but never told anyone.
So she
is now grounded for 2 weeks from her mother for lying.
Okay, hold up.
Yeah.
So she had a Tiddlywink, which I believe they're like a flat disc, yes?
See the picture.
Well, the picture is two-dimensional, so it could be spherical, and I couldn't tell, right?
No, it's like those flat, translucent plastic. That's what they usually look like.
Yeah, the ones. Yeah, okay. So she's had this in one of her nostrils for 37 years and never noticed, never felt it. I don't understand.
Well, Z, if you remember, someone in the Dice Tower once had an earphone piece stuck in their ear for well over a year.
Are you serious?
Yeah, what happened was I kept having a slight pain in my ear. So I went to the doctor, and I was at doctor for my 40th birthday checkup. So I went there, and I said, my ear hurts. I don't know why. He looked, and he's like, do you use headphones? I was like, yeah, but apparently a long time ago, that little rubber piece on one of the headphones came off. And I use Q-tips a lot, and so I must have pushed it farther in. No, he got it out. I'm good.
I have no words.
So I'm not giving this lady any garbage.
No,
I understand it.
You and this lady are in exactly the same boat. She had it.
Well,
It's in
I
her.
didn't do it for that many years.
It's in her. It was like in her.
You need to go to the same. Like, you guys have to form some sort of, support group for people who like put stuff in their orifices like morons. What are you doing?
You might. I got one in my ear right now.
But when you take it out, you should know.
Here's what I think happened. See, I think it happened on an
ear.
airplane that I fell asleep with it in my ear, and then when I pulled it out or whatever to throw it in my bag, that these things happen.
Not to me.
Yes, I don't know. I guess so. It just seems so strange to me that you wouldn't have noticed there's something in your nose or your ear for, in this case, decades. I don't know.
7
I'm not
years.
a doctor. As I said before, I'm a gamer, but this seems ridiculous.
Alrighty. Well,
Awesome.
the Judgy McJudgesons are in the comments, so it's time to end this segment.
Hi, it's Tarrant.
And Stella from Maple University. Today we are going to talk about board gamers' problems. Well, one problem. Not really an actual problem, but annoying regardless, a little bit.
Yes. So what are we talking about?
The first one that comes in mind first is packing everything, all the components so nicely, so neatly, and you found out that it's all inside the lid. Bow. Have you done that, Taryn?
Yes, many a time. It's always a very frustrating exercise.
One that I can remember was the food chain magnet, because there's a lot of components there and everything is so tight. I think we got tuck boxes as well that we printed.
Yep.
And put everything together so neatly, and then when you pick up the lid, or so you thought it was the lid, that was actually the base box.
Yeah, that extra 1.5 millimeters on each side just makes such the difference when it's a splotter or something else that's tightly packed.
Exactly. So what do you do? If I assume they might have happened to you as well, let us know in the comments. Do you undo everything and then redo it on the base box? Do you flip it? I'm pretty sure I've done flipping.
It's the flip. You got to do the pancake flip style of thing, and it mangles a bit and everything's in the wrong way, but it's faster.
I'm pretty sure I've done it with welcome to, so that is kind of still okay. It's just basically paper. So let us know again what is yours, and next time, or probably next week, we'll come up with another one. Until next time, in the meantime, we are Maple University on YouTube and on the Dice Tower. See you next time.
And that's it for another show, folks. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll be back we have more videos going up all weekend, and we'll be back live on Tuesday morning, starting with Board Game Breakfast, playing through games, game shows, contributors, top 50 solo games, and more. It's exciting.
Woohoo! Tom, I feel like I got something in my ear now too. Maybe I don't know if it's just psychological or what, but oh my goodness! Look at this. There was a whole wooden tree from a game in my ear, Tom. Can you believe that? That's what you get for being a gamer, I guess. Sometimes you lose pieces of their dice and wooden pieces and whatnot. One time I found a Catan miniature edition inside my
Let's end this. All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Until next time, I'm Tom Bassel.
I'm Z Garcia. Take care.
And I'm Stephen Bonacor.
Have fun keeping your body clean.
Yeah, baby.